Hey there, Oak Island faithful, welcome back to the channel. If you've been following the curse of Oak Island as long as we have, you know the one golden rule of this legendary mystery: nothing is ever as simple as it seems. One moment, it's just another day of digging in the dirt; the next, it's a jaw-dropping clue that could upend everything we thought we knew about this island. And that's exactly where we are with Season 12, Episode 20, Just Beat It, airing Tuesday, April 15th on the History Channel. Now before we dive in, let me ask you something. What if a tiny bead and a centuries-old button were actually pieces of a global puzzle, one that connects Oak Island not just to pirates or buried treasure, but to one of the most powerful, secretive religious orders in history? Yeah, we're talking about the Knights of Malta. Strap in, friends. This episode might just change everything. Let's rewind to where things left off. The team had been grinding away at Shaft 6, revisiting the money pit with fresh eyes, and poking around Lot 5, one of the newer hotspots. And if you've seen the teaser for Episode 20, you already know, something big is brewing. First, let's talk about the button. During a routine search on Lot 5, the crew uncovered what appears to be a military-style uniform button. No big deal, right? We've seen buttons before. But here's the kicker: this one looks eerily similar to those worn by none other than the Knights of Malta. Let that sink in. The Knights of Malta, a centuries-old order of Christian warriors with vast resources, deep ties to European royalty, and a serious reputation for secrecy. If there's even a chance they had something to do with Oak Island, we're not just talking buried treasure anymore, we're talking deliberate, organized concealment on a global scale. And folks, that would explain a lot. The discovery of the button opens up a whole new thread in the treasure hunt. Up until now, most theories have centered around pirates, the Templars, or even early European settlers. But if the Knights of Malta were involved, we might be dealing with a network of treasure protection spanning continents. These weren't random adventurers, they were trained, disciplined, and resourceful. And their mission? To safeguard sacred relics and wealth from falling into the wrong hands. So what if Oak Island wasn't just a hiding spot, but a stronghold for something priceless? Something more than gold, maybe historical, spiritual, even mystical. Add to that the new bead discovery, the namesake of this week's episode. This tiny artifact might seem insignificant, but remember, Oak Island is a place where even the smallest item can carry huge historical weight. Could this bead be ceremonial? A trade item from another civilization? A marker left behind to identify who buried the treasure? Let's be honest, every time we think the mystery's about to cool down, Oak Island throws us another curveball. And this week's finds could be the beginning of the most profound revelation yet. Let's pivot to Shaft 6 for a second, because if there's one place that refuses to let go of its secrets, it's this mysterious tunnel. We've already seen the team drop 2 massive caissons into the shaft this season. And though they've mostly pulled up wood, it's not just any wood. This is aged, hand-cut, and in places carbon-dated to the 1700s, the exact time when the money pit was first discovered. In the teaser, a team member excitedly yells, "Oh baby, Shaft 6, that's a grab." And when a seasoned Oak Island digger reacts like that, you know something important just came up. It could be structural. It could be ceremonial. It could even be treasure. The point is, Shaft 6 isn't done talking, and every piece of wood, every metal fragment, every grab brings us closer to what's really hidden below. Could it be a vault built by the Knights? Or perhaps a trap engineered by a civilization with knowledge far beyond its time? Whatever it is, the Leginas are all in. And so are we. Meanwhile, in the swamp, that murky, unpredictable bog that's caused more controversy than any other part of the island, new developments are unfolding fast. There are massive boulders down there, possibly forming another man-made wall. And in the teaser, we hear a crew member speculate, could that be Fred's wall? Now that's a reference to the late Fred Nolan, the legendary Oak Island land surveyor who believed the swamp held the key to everything. He always insisted that beneath the murk was not just random debris, but a deliberate, engineered structure. If they've really found part of that wall, that's a decades-old theory proven true. And it might suggest the entire landscape of Oak Island was reshaped on purpose, to hide, protect, and mislead anyone trying to uncover what lies beneath. All of this builds toward one massive question. Are we finally on the brink of a breakthrough? It certainly feels that way. The Knights of Malta theory gives new life to the hunt. The discoveries in Shaft 6 and the swamp seem to validate old legends. And with each episode, the evidence is stacking higher and higher that this isn't just a wild goose chase, it's a meticulously buried legacy. Even Rick Lagina said it himself in a recent episode, "We're close. We just can't give up now." That's the spirit of the show, relentless curiosity, even in the face of constant frustration. And that's why we're still watching, still hoping, still believing. Because every time the team turns over a stone, history whispers something new. And maybe, just maybe, this time, it's ready to shout. And let's not forget one of the most powerful aspects of the Curse of Oak Island, the way it connects people across time. Every artifact they pull out of the ground, whether it's a simple bead, a button, or a piece of timber, is a message from the past. Someone hundreds of years ago placed that object right where the team is now standing. That's not just archaeology, that's time travel in its most tangible form. And this week's episode, Just Bead It, captures that spirit perfectly. Now, think about the significance of that bead. It may look like a tiny trinket, but depending on its material and craftsmanship, it could be traced back to ancient civilizations, possibly from Europe, the Middle East, or even Asia. Imagine the implications if this bead matches those used in sacred rituals or ancient maritime trade routes. That would suggest that whoever visited Oak Island had knowledge, and perhaps influence, stretching far beyond North America. And what if that bead, paired with the Knights of Malta button, tells a story that we've only begun to understand? Picture it, a secret expedition commissioned by a powerful religious order, sailing under the cover of night, carrying something of immense value, and danger. Maybe the treasure isn't just gold, but forbidden knowledge, ancient texts, or even holy relics hidden away from the prying eyes of the world. It's the kind of tale that sounds like fiction, until Oak Island keeps throwing us real evidence. Let's talk strategy. With the new research that surfaced in this episode, potentially identifying who was behind the construction of the booby-trapped money pit, the team is making more calculated moves. No more random digs or speculative holes. They're connecting the dots between symbols, records, and physical evidence. This isn't just exploration anymore, it's a high-stakes chess game, and they might finally be one move away from checkmate. One of the reasons this show continues to captivate us is that emotional investment. You see Rick, Marty, and the entire team fighting not just against time and the elements, but against doubt. They've poured their hearts into this for over a decade. And in Just Beat It, that passion is crystal clear. You can feel the tension in every scene. The excitement. The hope. The fear of another dead end. And still, they press on. That kind of perseverance is what keeps viewers coming back, week after week. And fans, let's be honest, we're not just watching a show anymore. We're part of this journey. We theorize, we debate, we celebrate every little find like it's our own. This mystery belongs to all of us now. That's why it's so important to keep talking, keep engaging, and keep spreading the word. The more attention this show gets, the more support the team has to keep digging. So don't be shy, hit that share button and tag a fellow treasure hunter. Before we wrap up, let me leave you with this. Every great discovery in history started with a clue that most people overlooked. A shard of pottery. A strange marking on a stone. A small bead. That's what makes Just Beat It such a pivotal episode. It reminds us that in this story, the smallest pieces often lead to the biggest revelations. Could this be the moment everything changes? We'll find out soon enough. Until then, keep the fire alive, and remember, the real treasure might just be the truth waiting beneath our feet.